I am Rowena Kay McCormick Robinson. I love what I do. I'm certified for all grade levels. I own a model and talent agency called Chic, Nouvelle Model and Talent Management.
Each part of you as an entrepreneur, as a teacher, what that's mean to you?
Being successful is listening to your inner self. Your inner self will guide you and let you know what it is that you are supposed to be doing.
What do you think is stopping people from knowing who they are and what they created for?
Because they don't listen to their inner self. People have to understand also how powerful their mind is. You can literally move things, with your mind if you see it.
What's the message from the modeling agency that you have?
Some of the most beautiful, physically attractive models, they're so gorgeous that some people think that some of our girls are AI, and many of them are broken.
I think you experience life without or with money, because we all sometimes have a hard time.
I
What
would
money
say
means to you?
certain things that other people feel that they have to have and need, we don't. I honestly believe, I'm so old-fashioned, I believe in a barter system. Every production that we have put on, which has been extremely successful, was done with a zero budget.
$1 billion table is where you educate yourself to do better. I believe business is life. So if you're really doing good in business, you will do good in life. But if you're not doing good in life, you can't ever do good in business. Everything is connected, and we are here to figure out. Thank you so much, the Queen Rowena.
Oh, thank you,
Thank
thank
you so much. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, my brother Joe told me a lot about you.
Oh.
And it's a pleasure to have you and the king here also
Sure.
to be with us. You're present. Thank you so much for coming. And yeah, I mean, I believe a lot of people know you, but they don't know who you are, right? So how you introduce yourself?
Well, I always say anytime I'm in front of a camera, in front of anybody, that I am Rowena Kay McCormick Robinson. I love to say the Rowena Kay part. That's how I'm known on social media, especially my Facebook page. And I love my middle name, but McCormick, I definitely didn't want to drop my family's name. My family is extremely important. My parents are still here, well and alive, and they created me. I am a part of them, and
Beautiful.
I do believe that before we get here on this side, that we choose our parents. And I think I did an amazing job choosing the parents that I have. So that's why I keep the McCormick. And then, of course, my amazing, wonderful husband, I'm being so nice to him right now, Robinson, the last name. So Rowena Kay McCormick Robinson is who I am. I'm the oldest of 13 children. I love saying that because when I talk to a lot of people, they mention, they were like, oh, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, she had 24, she had this. And I said, but in today's day, it's sort of unheard of. My mom had 19 of us, we lost some due to miscarriages and stillbirths. But the rest of us made it, and I am the oldest of 13 amazing kids. I'm also a certified teacher. I've been teaching for 33 years, going into year 34. Wow. So I love what I do. I'm certified for all grade levels.
That's beautiful.
Yes. So that's what I do. And of course, I own a model and talent agency called Chic, Nouvelle Model and Talent Management. So that's a little bit about who I am.
That's that's a blessing. That's a greatness. So this is great. I mean, you are a mother, you are a great wife, you are a great entrepreneur, and I mean, amazing teacher to serve for 30 plus years and to give the world this wisdom. What each part, like, I mean, I know there is no balance in life. That's what I'm okay with that, because maybe 5 years ago I was always looking for balance, but I'm in a point where I feel like, no, sometimes you have to be maybe 60% in a business, or give more for, if you're building the business now, you need to put more attention, more time, more power and energy in there. And if you're actually healing relationship or doing something now, you may have to bring the intention to. So I believe in balance is a little bit difficult, but how you, like, what each part of you as an entrepreneur, as a teacher, what that's mean to you?
Oh my goodness. Let me tell you something. I knew, this is why I always tell people, like, one of my 5 points of being successful is listening to your inner self. And your inner self will guide you and let you know what it is that you are supposed to be doing. As I stated before, I feel that we have contracts on the other side before we get here. And it is our job once we're here to figure out what it is that we're supposed to be doing. When you're uncomfortable with something, sometimes you're off your road, but you have guides and you have wonderful people around you that will help you to get back on that pace. I knew from, I want to say, for the age of 5 years old, that I wanted to be a teacher. I can remember living in an apartment complex with my parents. Like, every time they had kids, like the houses and apartments, you know, we start off with apartments, but the houses got bigger and bigger because of the amount of kids. And I do remember living, I think it was an apartment. I think my mom had 6 kids at the time. And I had the urge to just teach my younger siblings. So my parents let me have the playroom at the house, and I turned it into a classroom. So my sister Tammy and I, she is deceased now, but we were the teachers. I was the main teacher, and we created the classroom, and I already had a class because my mom and daddy had all these kids. And so I had my siblings in the classroom. I created all sorts of things for them, like the ABCs, numbers. We had construction paper. My parents always just helped us, like whatever it is we really wanted. Oh, you need this? Oh, you need this? She would just go to the store and get us everything that we needed. And I remember teaching my siblings. I even remember punishing them because I had one brother, his name is Jonah. He's kid number 5. Sometimes we go by numbers if we forget each other's names. So kid number 5 was still in diapers. So he would crawl out of the chair and be all over the floor because he was still a baby, you know. So I just remember how much I enjoyed it. And I could remember later on going to Xavier University where I was going to study accounting. And being in the accounting class, I remember prior to that, St. Mary's Academy, we had career day. And so you had the different peoples with different careers come in, and they talk about how wonderful it is of what they do so that you could kind of get an idea, do I want to go this way or that way? And I'm listening to the accountant, and he's just like, oh yeah, my paycheck is really, really nice. He did say something though. He said, you better, whatever it is that you choose, you better know that you love it, especially if this is something that you plan on doing for the rest of your life or the rest of your career. He said, I love what I do. He said, but I have a coworker who cannot stand it. He's only happy every 2 weeks when it's time for him to get a paycheck. I'm listening to him, and at the same time, I'm like, I want to be a teacher, but they're talking about money, and I think that that would be so nice. When I get to Xavier University, I go ahead and, take the classes to become an accountant. Hated it. I realized I was off track, and I said, I'm going to have to go back to the professors. I'm going to have, a meeting with them and tell them I'm in the wrong place. I can't just concentrate and worry about money. I want to be happy. When I started taking those classes, everything lined up. I was like, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I love. And when they tested me, they say, well, we see that, you want to go into elementary, but they see that you do extremely well with middle school and high school. But I really love all kids. But yes, the grade level that most people find difficult, middle school, high school, I love that the most. It's what I love. That's how I can't even answer how to balance it or not, because it's what I love to do. It's when you think about something, when you go to sleep and when you wake up and it's like, oh, I have this idea that we want to teach the kids. When you love something and you're so passionate about it, it becomes extremely easy. I'm on my path.
That's powerful. That's really great.
Thank you.
That's power to know on early age who you are.
Yes.
And speaking of, like, we have a contract before we are here. I believe in this big time. And I just have my first kid, like, he's 3 month old. Man,
Oh.
this guy changed my life.
Oh, yes.
So this is what I tell him. I tell him, thank you for choosing me
Oh,
as a
yes.
dad. Like, that's like, he trusted me, right?
Yes.
And I always wake up to tell him this. And of course, great. Just thank God for this opportunity to become who I am and to get to the journey.
Yes.
So I believe in this. And what do you think right now? Because since you're around kids and you're also a great mother, and so you around all type of ages, right?
All ages, yes.
Right. So what do you think is stopping people from knowing who they are and what they created for?
Because they don't listen to their inner self. And this comes through taking some time to be by yourself. People feel that you have to be involved in something or in somebody's faces or on social media.
If they don't know you, they can't pay you. Let's face it. And if you really want to elevate, if you want to get to the next level in your business, you need us. You need Let's Go Viral team, because we know exactly how to bring your business, your service, or your product to the right target audience. Listen, it's not about just to try, it's about to do it, right? And we are so confident because we have done this to ourselves, to our company, and we are doing it for a lot of our clients, and we want to collaborate with you. Listen, this is something gonna work in 90 days. So if you're really ready, if you're hungry and you wanna elevate, we have the perfect team for you. Just go ahead and DM us. In the description, you will see the link for our website so we can set up a meeting and we can go viral. Let's go viral. Let's do it. Let's work.
People feel that you have to be busy all the time besides when you are asleep. You need to take some time for yourself. When you're able to sit down, especially through meditation and especially with being in nature, taking your shoes off, just leveling off with the grass, allowing the sun, which is very healing. I understand some people say, okay, be careful of sun cancer and, cancer that you could get. I really honestly don't believe that to be true. I don't want to, step on any people's toes dealing with the medical industry, but the sun is healing.
Right.
And when you are able to sit in the sun, when you're able to take your shoes off, when you are able to meditate, you will be able to hear all of the questions, everything that you really need to ask and that you wonder about. You will get them from nature because you are a part of nature. Like we were stating before, everything is connected. And when you get yourself grounded, you will begin to understand what it is that you're supposed to do. Like, I don't think God dropped us on this earth to just fend for ourselves and say, now go ahead and figure life out.
Right.
Life is not easy. Earth school is the hardest school to, I do believe in reincarnation. I understand some people don't, but I do believe that we've been here several cycles. And I just understand and believe that whatever we didn't get during the other lifetimes, we have to come through here, learn more lessons, and get it again. And also, people don't understand, you can do so well with anything it is that you are doing for yourself if you learn to help others.
Right.
Because there are two main emotions that surround the world that everybody deals with, which is love and fear. And under love and under fear comes all the other little categories of different things that go on in this world. If you choose love, you're always going to be okay and you'll be able to get through some things. And then also know to be good to other people. Like, bring positive energy with you with everything. Even if you have a hard day or a hard time, know that things can get better. And just know that within yourself, whatever it is that you really, really want to do, listen to your inner self, learn how to love, and then the answers and problems will begin to be solved. Because God is going to send people around you that will be able to help you. He can open doors for you. You got to listen. Listen to your inner self, because that's where God is.
And that's really great. And I think love start with self-love.
Yes, yes.
You know, and I believe like now when I'm listening, I think people don't have like they don't love themselves enough to
Yes.
to be alone.
Yes,
They have
yeah.
this scarcity, and they like they have this distraction.
The distractions,
Like the
yes.
phone, they want to open the social media, or they want to say something, and they want to do something, they want to itch something. So to be in a situation when you actually receiving or practice, you know, listening, as you say, to your inner self, to the universe, to God, talking with you through you, it's actually takes a practice, right? So what talking about experience, how can people get into that station or get to that stage when they actually can listen or can like what if you want to give them steps, right? From your experience, what do you think
Well, I think
as a teacher, you know, because
okay, that as a teacher and as an owner of a modeling agency, because I have a very unique modeling agency. It's not traditional. It's not 9 to 5. It's not can we see you at 9 o'clock or anything like that. I'm 24 hours because I have to be.
Right.
And so as far as steps are concerned, I notice I have to apply these steps or teach these steps to the models. So we're dealing with teenagers and we're dealing with young adults that have lots of turbulence and issues in their lives. So they come to me. I had several spiritual advisors to tell me this, 3 to be exact, but one was very direct. She said, the agency that you have and the way that you help the model, she said, it's not average. She said, you know that, right? She said, you know you picked this on the other side. And I said, I think I did. She said, you're a portal. The agency is a portal for those models, those people, those talent that are really going through some extremely hard times in their life, and they need someone to go to. And she said, you are there to be able to get messages from the other side, to relate to them, to help to build their confidence. So I'll give one example. I have, within this agency, I have been talking to models, and I have been told by some of them that I literally helped to stop them from taking their own lives. So far to date, I've stopped 12 suicides. One of them I shared even with Joseph. One was in the act where she was in a car and she had attempted twice to cause a car accident so that, you know, she could no longer be here. And when that didn't work, she said, this last step, I'm going to try. This is definitely going to work. There was an oncoming train. This was in Houston. And she was getting ready to go right in front of the train. And then the Holy Spirit, out of the blue, told me to make a call to her. And she's not someone that I call or talk to all the time, but I called her, and it startled her when her phone rang, and it stopped her. And she told me what she was in the middle of doing. And I had to tell her to pull aside. I talked to her for 2 hours, and I said, I need you to park. I don't need you to move the car. Do you happen to have headphones in the car? And I told her what she needed to do. I sent her a meditation. She had been going through financial issues, which when you really look at when most people are not feeling good about themselves, they feel that they don't have enough of something. They feel that it's not enough money. I'm not smart enough. I'm not pretty enough. They always feel like they lack in something, which is always okay to we're human. And so with her, it was financial. And I told her, I said, look, when you do get out of this car, because she had an appointment, she had to go somewhere. So when you get out of the car, I said, the first thing I want you to do is, if you see any change on the ground, whether it's a penny, whether it's nickel, dime, I said, pick it up. I said, you need financial help, right? I said, you need to know and believe within yourself that you can overcome this. I said, pick it up, because the universe doesn't know the difference between a penny and $1 billion. It only knows that you like money. So if you pick it up, it's going to try to get more money to you. And she told me I had to talk to her, I guess it was the next day. And she told me, she said, you would not believe, she said, I did what you asked. After I listened to the meditation with my headphones, and I stayed put for a while because I had to unnerve her, because I was like, I don't need you driving right now.
Right.
And she said, I actually saw 2 pennies on the way to this building that I had to go to. I picked it up. As I entered the building, there was a lady there, an old client, because this lady was not just a model, but she was also into cooking. You know, she would love to cook. She ran into a lady who said, I'm so glad to see you. I haven't seen you in forever. She said, look, I have an emergency. I have an event that needs to take place. Can I give you money for an order that I need placed? She said, I need to give you this deposit now because I need this done. So immediately she had money in hand. Afterwards, that same day, she thought about the fact that I'm getting ready to get evicted out of my apartment. I need to find a way to be able to pay my rent. A thought came in her mind to just go ahead and all the stuff that she had in storage, go ahead, put signs out and sell some of the stuff that you weren't using. She did that. All of these thoughts started coming in after I told her, I need you to believe in yourself, do these small things. And she went ahead and had a sale and had all of her next month's rent. She is now because of, she started feeling good about herself, she is now a celebrity chef, and she is also the author of a new cookbook. And she actually wrote about me in the book to let me know, like she just said, this lady literally saved my life. That's just one story. So I feel I'm here as a gift to kind of let people know just how wonderful and how talented you really are. If you can't say it to yourself, I can help you. I'll tell you how great you are, because I also have a gift in looking at certain people and saying, do you realize how well you just talked to this other model? Do you realize how well you did this model's hair? Do you know you can have your own business? So I've had about 20, last time I counted, 23 new businesses that have been started for me, looking at the talents that the models have. Sometimes they just need an extra person to tell them how wonderful they really are.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. So, so you're looking for, like, from what you believe first to accept.
Yes.
To accept the situation how it is.
Yeah, look at what you have and then understand that it can be changed.
Right.
Yeah, and people have to understand also how powerful their mind is.
Right.
You can literally move things, with your mind if you see it.
Right.
See it first and see the outcome and believe that it can happen.
Right.
And some people just need that instilled in them, especially if they've come from households where either there was one parent, sometimes not both, the mom and dad, and maybe a grandparent, and they don't have what they feel that they need to help them go on. God puts all of these other people on earth. There are enough people on this earth to be able to help.
Right.
And when you go within and you ask for the help, God will start lining it up where you're going to start meeting people. You're going to think it's a coincidence, but no, a lot of people are sent to you to be able to help you. They just have to know that. They're looking for validation online. And in other places, they have to know. And a lot of those people, we've heard it before, a lot of those people who have themselves presented a certain way online, that is not how they're living.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right. I mean, I really believe in that. I believe also the situation. Sometimes people they ask for what they want, and God gives them what they need to get what they want.
Yes.
And sometimes if you want, let's say, $1 million, God will let you quit your job because you're not going to be a millionaire working for somebody. And that's what I really see things happening around me sometimes. People, they want something and they complain about what's the situation that's happening to bring them there. I'm like, hey, like, do you want something happen exactly how you want it?
Yeah.
Because you don't even know how to get there. So God just making some moves for you.
Yes.
But you have to take it in. Like,
and you also have to learn to enjoy the process.
Right.
Like, they want everything to happen so instantly. No, enjoy the process. When you enjoy the process, it's called living. Enjoy the process and celebrate small wins. So
Sure.
every time, something happens wonderful for you, if it's, you want to go out with a few friends and
Right.
just do something simple,
Right.
like go out to dinner or something, pat yourself on the back
Right.
and enjoy the win, and then get back out there at it and
Right.
go after what it is that
And
you
as
really
you say,
want.
just walk in the nature, take your
Yeah.
shoes off and
Yeah.
walk. And I believe in this so much because we are from there. We are
Mm-hmm.
from nature. So going back there, it just makes you feel like I feel amazing when I go to the park. I really
Yes,
do, and
yes.
it's free. It's amazing. It's great. So I like when you mentioned that the roots, because a lot of people, they don't even realize the roots of what's going on, because I believe a lot of us has trauma because the household or where we grow up, as you say, some of them they have only like a single mom or single dad, or so, and a lot of these people actually look at themselves as a victim.
They do. And
Right.
everybody has if you really, really think about it, everybody has some type of trauma. Many people have childhood, trauma in different ways. It could be going to school and getting made fun of because of big ears or big feet or whatever the case may be. And they don't even realize later on how that actually affected them. Like they never released it, because you have to go through a healing process.
Right. And what that healing process looks like?
Healing process could be different ways. One of the ways can be, yes, you can go to the lake, for example, and just sit down and recharge when you're near water.
Right.
That's one. Another way you can do it is just through crystals, for example, like using things from nature. Like one of the things is to lay down. You don't even necessarily have to have music or anything like that. You can just lay down and take a clear crystal and put it on one of the chakras. Put it near like a heart chakra. You could put another crystal, a brown one can go in your stomach area to keep you grounded. And what's going to happen is it's going to start pulling. It's almost like when people are hurt and have been traumatized. If you look at it in a spiritual way, it's almost as if your body has little holes in it. And what happens is you put those crystals there and it starts filling in those holes. This is like after you come out of a meditation, after you come out of maybe a 30-minute or a 1-hour session. And crystals is just one example. It's
Right.
other examples you can use. You will literally, like, there's so many different examples of people who I've talked to who have healed just through crystals. And they will literally sit up in bed and thoughts and things that have happened to them when they were younger will begin to resurface. And they're just like, how did this, like, why am I still upset and angry about this girl who told me something when I was in high school?
Right.
And then, but you recognize it. You recognize that you were holding on to something so far back. You recognize it, and then you release it. You let it go. It's okay for you to be angry or mad at whatever has happened, but it's the beginning of a healing process. I have so many healers that are around me, and one of those healers, I want to just go ahead and give her a shout out and mention her name. Her name is Dana Bujo, and she is an amazing person to talk to, and she helped. My siblings and I did a session with her, and she helped us on our healing journey, and also going and sitting in front of a tree, talking to a tree. Do you know that trees, especially some of those trees in City Park, have been there for so long? They have seen a little bit of everything, and they can hear you. Hugging a tree is very, very helpful. Sometimes you're going through some things. Hug a tree, tell it your problems, ask it for something, and watch. Watch things that you ask for actually begin to manifest. The healing process, like Dana said, there's no set time. It could be 6 months for somebody. It could be 2 years for another person. You will know when you are healed completely, when you begin to ask for certain things and things begin to manifest almost immediately. Certain things that you always wanted, always felt that you deserve, things that you feel that you need will begin to surface in your life. And you're just like, this is all I had to do? Was heal? Yes. Yes, give it to nature. because once again, we're all connected. So it's like you're giving it to God or a higher power. You know, whatever it is that you believe in, a very positive, higher power. And yes, healing definitely calls for you to go within, but there are definitely tools that you can use to be able to help you with the healing. And forgive yourself is one of the biggest part of the healing process. If you, even if certain things were done to you as a child and you know it wasn't right, you forgive that person so that you will not be, they will not be living rent free in your head. You see what I mean? Release them. Release them, because some people have hurt people, they're not even on earth anymore, and you're still holding on to it.
Right. Right.
Yeah, and when you hold on to it, it causes you to lash out to others, which is why you always hear the saying, hurt people hurt people.
Right.
If they don't know you, they can't pay you. Let's face it. And if you really want to elevate, if you want to get to the next level in your business, you need us. You need Let's Go Viral team, because we know exactly how to bring your business, your service, or your product to the right target audience. Listen, it's not about just try, it's about to do it, right? And we are so confident because we have done this to ourselves, to our company, and we are doing it for a lot of our clients, and we want to collaborate with you. Listen, this is something gonna work in 90 days. So if you're really ready, if you're hungry and you wanna elevate, we have the perfect team for you. Just go ahead and DM us. In the description, you will see the link for our website so we can set up a meeting and we can go viral. Let's go viral. Let's do it. Let's work.
So, yeah.
That's true. And I think forgiving people and yourself, it's helping you more than them. Like when you
Yes,
forgive
yes.
people, it's actually they
Yeah.
don't care. If
Just
you-
release it.
Yeah, it's
Release
just
it.
gonna get out. And so I believe in everything you say. And sometimes it takes, like for me, it takes so much courage to actually communicate with people who, especially when it comes to different cultures, sometimes people, they couldn't believe in this. Like they say,
Yeah.
no, man. You know,
Yeah.
even hugging tree, like, you know,
Oh, yes.
the first
Oh,
time
yeah.
my wife saw me
Yeah.
hugging trees, she's
Yeah,
like,
you-
I'm like, hey, like I'm hugging tree, you know? And hey, I love my tree.
Yes.
I always go to Audubon Park.
Yeah,
right?
yes.
And there is a tree.
There's a certain tree.
Now I can even like I see her in my already in my mind.
yeah.
Yeah, that tree is just like I really do have always. She got my back. I always
Yes.
sit there, and I always feel like I'm supported when I go there. You know.
Yes.
And believe it or not, one time one of the healers, I was like dealing with the sciatic pain. Right.
Oh.
So he said, "You feel unsupported."
Oh.
You know, and I'm like, and it truly, I mean, I'm grateful to hear that, but to accept it and understand it, because I never feel like I need to be supported, but to a level when I'm like, hey, like you may need that.
It's always the strong people that always feel that they can, you know.
Yeah, I don't know what supported maybe at that time me, like, you know, and then grateful, like I'm so grateful to take this in. And I feel one of the really creation that supported me is this tree. Like, trust me, like I really do. It's crazy, but I really do.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, my question, like listening to this, and is a lot of wisdom out there, and hopefully the people will really start looking for their healing point so they can start the journey. Because I believe when you heal yourself, you help you and people around you. Because like you sometimes fussing. You're getting mad, you're getting angry, you're getting tired. You be like you feel lack, as you said, not because stuff doesn't exist. There is a lot of abundance of everything. But when you're not healed, you're not gonna see nothing but lack.
Yes.
And I think sometimes for your people, for your family, for your kids, you really have to go through this journey. So I encourage everybody to do it. But my question now, because that's my start. As a teacher, right, you're dealing with all these kids who a lot of them has trauma, as you said, right? And how do you know this kids has a traumatized, or this kids is maybe healing or is healed?
Let me tell you,
Yeah,
when I was, I shared this with Joseph as well, when I was 8 and 9 years old, I was mute. I did not talk. I definitely talked from the earlier ages. Once I don't know what was going on with me, and I can understand now in hindsight that it was definitely spiritual. I went to a wonderful elementary school, and I can remember for the 3rd and the 4th grade, something shut me down where I could no longer talk to anybody. I would not talk. When I would get home, I would talk to my siblings. I would talk to my mom, my dad. I would talk to them. Once I got back in the building, everything would shut off. And I can remember saying to myself, why am I not talking? It was a constant battle. I can remember saying, okay, today's going to be the day. I'm going to go to school. I'm going to talk. I would get to the school. I would not talk. I could not do it. They didn't even know what my voice sounded like. I had to have, my mom brought me to a specialist. I had different teachers that formed a little group, and they had to sit down and think about what it was that was going on. They were like, is there any trauma that's going on at home? They were asking me, and I would just look at them. I didn't want to reply. There was no trauma that was going on at home. I couldn't understand why I couldn't talk. I understand now, though. During those 2 years, all of the kids that would be in the class, I began to feel their thoughts and their feeling, what made them tick, what made them go off, which kids were traumatized. It's like the beginning of me becoming maybe sort of like an empath was happening. And I'm looking at it now. I think God shut me up so that I could be very observant of the children and what they were going through. And I didn't understand, why do I see Cindy over there in the corner. I'm making up names, but I saw her in a corner and I was like, she's going through something at home. I was like, oh my goodness. And I would feel so bad for them. And I was like, I wonder how long I'm gonna go through this. I was like, I'm in my head. I can hear me talking, but I can't talk to anybody over here. Finally, they came up with a solution, and this is gonna be able to bring me to answer the question of the kids that I have to deal with. Finally, they brought in a teacher, and she came up with an amazing suggestion. She said, this is a school that has combination classrooms. You have 1st and 2nd graders in a class, 3rd and 4th. So she was like, she has all these siblings. They all go to the same school. My sister Tammy and I, who is deceased now, 1 year apart, put her in a class with her sister. Let's see what happens. So it was a 4th, 5th grade combination class. First day of school, I came in. I was not talking. My sister was there, and I still was not talking. My sister asked me something, and I just kind of looked at her, and I don't even know if I could cuss on this. She said, what the H is wrong with you? I went off, and I've been talking ever since. I went off on my sister, and it broke the ice. But what it did to me as I became a teacher, I began to feel the students and what they were going through because of those 2 years of being shut down. I said, is this what God was doing for me? Is this what he was doing? Putting me in a position where I had to feel and listen to what the kids are going through. And because of that, I didn't do like other teachers did. Just give everybody the same assignment and you figure it out the same way. We don't learn the same way. So I had to look at each student, and I would be able to feel energies from them. I was like, okay, with this one, I'm going to have to teach the lesson this way. With this child, I'm going to be able to do it this way. And I ended up having a 100% success rate with all kids passing. I never had to fail a kid because I had to meet them where they were. I had to understand them.
Yes. So how moms now who are listening right now, because again, I think, like even personally, I think because I have worked with so much people, I can see the trauma.
Yeah.
Like I can feel it. Like I promise sometimes I'm like, he is not talking, like his trauma is speaking for him. You know, like I can understand this dude, he's an old man, but the little boy within him taking over.
Yes.
So I don't respond. I'm like, I let him do it because I'm not gonna prove myself for I can feel it, you know. It's like I can be idiot, to be honest. If I know it, I respond to him, because it's not gonna, nobody gonna win.
Oh,
so
yeah.
right now, for women or parents maybe who actually listening to this, how they can realize or see the help, that their kids needs help.
Oh, okay. So definitely be observant with their behaviors. Like, what is it like? And we're dealing with different type of kids, and I've never seen so many kids with autism now than ever before. So with parents, like, we're noticing at our school, my husband helps out a lot. Like, when he's at our school, he started off as a volunteer. They saw his value so much that they ended up hiring him at the school. He and I are able, it's almost like we're mom and dad in the classroom, but he's able to notice certain things with a kid. He just picked it out the other day with one of the kids. He's like, parents need to really pay attention to their children and stop saying, like, just go to your room, just play on the game. Observe them. Observe certain things about the children. My husband noticed that one of the kids in the classroom right now, we're thinking he's having seizures. He is toning out. While he's sitting down, he spazzes out. And so we had to bring it to the attention of the principal. That's one of the good things about when kids are in school and they're by other people, you have other eyes that are observing. But we have to tell the teachers what I did in the past also, and I think this was before Hurricane Katrina, it was a while back, and I noticed a child that was really struggling. It hurts a parent when you have to tell them that there may be sort of a deficiency with their child. So what you do, you always have to come to that parent and you say, I can tell you're such a good parent. You compliment them, let them know, make them feel good, because the world is already telling them that they're doing a horrible job.
Right.
You make them feel good about what they're doing. You tell them how wonderful their child is, because everybody's child, to me, is wonderful. Like, you know, you do have some that are kind of rambunctious, but you know, that's when we're going into something different medically.
Right.
Sometimes we're talking about blood types. You got O blood types,
Right.
A blood types, AB blood types. Those old kids will get it out you in the classroom. So you just tell when you're talking to the parents, you just talk to them and say, have you noticed, you know, at home, does he ever does this? Or you bring it to their attention.
Right.
If they haven't noticed it. Then you got to come up with a plan. You have to come up with a plan so that the parent doesn't feel alone, but you help them. You can say, hey, you know, we're going to bring in a specialist at the school, or how about we do it this way? I know one child, his mom was saying, she said, I'm so tired of him that it causes me to want to slap him, and I don't want to hit my child when he's not getting these spelling words. And I'm looking at the list of spelling words. I'm like, okay, there are 20 spelling words for him. She said, he's not getting it. I said, that's fine. I'm going to help you help him. Let's just give him 5 words. Let him digest what he can at this time. Everybody doesn't have to be on the honor roll. Some of the most successful people didn't even finish high school or college.
Right.
So everybody has a different talent. In kids, she was like, he's so bad. All he want to do is this, or whatever. Just like some teachers would say about some of the kids in the classroom. The boys in the class would take the pencils and just beat like drummers or whatever. And I said, well, it's in them. It's in them to, it might be a cultural thing where they want to be. You know what I would do with my kids? After lunch, all those little boys that wanted to beat on the drums, take the pencils instead of doing their next lesson, I gave them all 10 minutes to beat and get it out of their system.
Right.
And make music. And after a while, they were like, we tired now, teacher. Okay, well, let's go on to the lesson. You know, let them do what they love. Stop stifling them.
Right.
You know, because what that does is you're cutting off some of the ones that we think have deficiencies are some of the most talented people in the world. They're the ones that's building the building. They're the ones that couldn't sit down in class and copy off of the board. They have to move.
Right.
Give them an opportunity to move.
Right.
Parents need to, if you see that the child is not doing something that you feel they need to do, we as teachers, we look at what the deficiency may be and help the parents by bringing in those who can test them. And then
Right.
giving them resources and telling them where they could go to get help for the child, instead of saying, oh, she ain't like they talk. I'm talking like they talk. Oh, she ain't doing crap, you know, with this child. No, you go ahead and you help them. Stop talking. If you know you're in a position to help somebody, go ahead and do what you can to help them. You don't know how much of a relief that could be for especially single mothers and some of these people who are even single fathers. I've been seeing a lot lately as time changed. We've been having single fathers. They would have to comb their daughter's hair and everything. People need support. So just be there to support them. They really, really appreciate it. You don't know what small words or what small things that you could do for certain people that will literally affect and change them for the rest of their life.
I agree. And I think, I mean, the way you explain it is really great. And I think some people, they don't accept that their kids are different. They want all the kids to be the same, you know? You know, and they are not like...
Different is wonderful.
Right?
I mean...
I think it's like special, like make people special. I haven't seen, like even with my brothers right now, we're not the same. Like we are so different. And I think the way you explain it, how you teach kids, like you teach them in a different way, because you realize how the difference they have, and in their behaviors and their passion and what they love, what they want to do, who they want to become, and all this matter to you. And I think a lot of parents right now, they want everybody to
and it's just like within a household. Like my household with my parents is an amazing example, because it's so many of us. So we have our mom, we have our dad, you have all of these siblings who have all of these degrees, college degrees, doing stilt dancing, doing artwork underneath the Claiborne Bridge, doing this, doing that. And then you have the one that goes around the corner and looking for drugs all day. We have the same two parents though. So my mom knows a lot of her energy goes toward that one child. And so what she does is she calls us in for a Bible study, and we all pray and we all love on that one child. He had childhood trauma that happened to him that my mom and dad weren't even aware of, and it has him so messed up that he ended up turning to drugs. Everybody has somebody like this in their family where there's one member or two sometimes or more that have gone astray. Do you throw them away? You know, do you look at them as, okay, y'all have the same mom and dad, y'all do all of this, and then this one goes this way? He may have been here as a lesson for the rest of us to teach us patience with how to deal with him and other people like him in this world.
Right. Yeah, I mean, as you said, everybody here for like a different reason and purpose. So I also like to know what the message from the modeling agency that you have.
Okay, so the agency that we have, like I said, is extremely unique. God has lined it up where I have some of the most unique, and I have some of the most beautiful, Joseph can tell you, some of the most beautiful, physically attractive models. They're so gorgeous that some people think that some of our girls are AI. Like their faces are extremely symmetrical. They are gorgeous, gorgeous. And many of them are broken.
If they don't know you, they can't pay you. Let's face it. And if you really want to elevate, if you want to get to the next level in your business, you need us. You need Let's Go Viral team, because we know exactly how to bring your business, your service, or your product to the right target audience. Listen, it's not about just try, it's about to do it, right? And we are so confident because we have done this to ourselves, to our company, and we are doing it for a lot of our clients, and we want to collaborate with you. Listen, this is something gonna work in 90 days. So if you're really ready, if you're hungry and you wanna elevate, we have the perfect team for you. Just go ahead and DM us. In the description, you will see the link for our website so we can set up a meeting and we can go viral. Let's go viral. Let's do it. Let's work.
The majority of our models are adopted. One was kidnapped in Haiti, and she was brought to the United States. It was after a catastrophe had happened some years ago, and I remember our agency put together, it was called Hope for Haiti during that time. But this girl, she was 13 at the time. She talked about it too on a podcast. She talked about what happened, and she ended up in Texas with American adopted parents. And she was just talking about how her life, like she hasn't been able to see her biological parents. The girl is gorgeous.
Right.
And it's like, when I really hear their story, even some of those models, guys and girls, as beautiful as they are, some of them don't have the confidence, like people pay to look like them, and they are fighting inner battles. So God sends them all to me, and I was just like, okay, God, did I really choose this assignment on the other end? Because sometimes it's not as easy as people would think running an organization. It is not easy because you're dealing with different personalities. You're dealing with those where you're pouring into them, you're helping them, you're getting them this gig and this opportunity. And then for some reason they feel the grass is greener on the other side, and they will leave you after all you've done and go somewhere else. They'll get what they feel that they need and then go somewhere else. I have to constantly deal with that, with being the punching bag, being set up to help so many people, but then they feel it's okay for them to go somewhere else. Then they go somewhere else and get stuck because this industry is nothing nice. It is nothing nice.
No way.
Girls have left us, gone other places, and things have happened to them that have put them in another situation where they're just like, I don't even want to model anymore.
Right.
I don't even want to do it. So I have to deal with that. But the beauty of me being able to deal with all of these models is I'm saving lives. I may not be able to save everybody, but I have saved a lot.
So what modeling, like, I mean, as an agency, like, what means to you?
Oh, it's
What the message you have?
the message is, it's not just if you look on the exterior, to me it's not just about the beauty and doing ad campaigns for cosmetics and for perfume. It, to me, is about helping those people. It's almost like we have a facade put up. I didn't do this, I'm thinking it happened on the other side. It's almost like it's a beautiful cover to be able to help those that need help the most,
Right.
on a spiritual and an emotional and a mental level. I'm already helping them on a physical level with getting them out there with different gigs,
Right.
but it's for me to be able to reel them in, to be able to help them in ways that maybe their parents and other people around them have not been able to help them. So I love the fact that I can do that.
I love that
It's
too.
almost like a beauty hospital.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I love that too, because the way, I've asked you this question so many times because I was looking to your website and to your personality, and I think like there is something beyond like just
Yeah.
having like a modeling agency, because I can understand it,
And
I
it's
can
also
see
to
why.
connect the world, because I love all cultures, all races. So we just connect with, we went to Paris. We're getting ready to go to a part of Africa. And when we do this, it's not just about me going out there. We take the models with us. We find ways to get funds, or even if they have to do it on their own, but we find a way for them to have experiences that they would not have had they, just stayed, or maybe stayed with a traditional agencies. And I love the fact that there are traditional agencies, because you have different things that's out there. So everything doesn't fit everybody, but the models that we work with, many of them, even if they fit the aesthetics of what those other agencies are looking for, they would not be able to survive with those people, the way they treat them.
Right.
Yeah, you're a number.
It's a dark place.
You're a number to many of them, because it's mainly about how much money they can make off of you.
Right.
So they're more about, bringing a model in so that they can make money off of them. I prefer to help the person. I'm more about helping the model, and the money and all that other good stuff will come afterwards. But let me help God to help me to help you. Whatever you feel you're lacking, I want to be able to be a mentor for you. And I didn't know that that's what I was becoming when I first started the agency off. I didn't even want to start an agency. That's a whole nother story. I can share it if you want me to, but that's a whole nother story. That is not a path that I saw for myself. I thought I was going to retire as a teacher, which I think I will anyway, because I've been in 33 years. But I don't see me retiring. because I don't feel that there should be, this is for me personally. I know other people say, "Ooh, when I reach 60 or when I reach this age and I can relax and rest." Me relaxing is helping kids and other people. This is how I want to be able to live to an old life. I feel that I will be there. But I do feel, someone even told me, a spiritual advisor said, "I see you." She saw me, she said, "I see you at 80 years old. You're still helping these models at 80. And I said, I hope to do so. This is what I love to do. So I don't see retiring, I see living.
Right. I love that. I think it's a great to be in serving, you know.
Yes,
Like
yeah.
to serve and to give. It's a beautiful, and some people like a tree. They can't do nothing but giving and growing. You know?
Yes.
So we talk a lot about also like the single parents and the situation, and I'm glad that you guys here having a great relationship for this long time. And you have
Yes, he wouldn't have it any other way. Yes.
I know there is no way. There is no
He wants
way.
to fight.
No, I should. So yeah. I mean, what do you think what the cause that a lot of people having hard time to stay or to be in a relationship today?
Okay, first of all, you have to be, I mean, I know it's cliche, but you have to be able to listen to each other. And I know he's probably thinking in his head right now, "You don't listen to me." But you do have to have, even though, like they say, opposites attract, you still do have to have something about the both of you that clicks. And with the both of us, like we love children, we love helping other people. And the biggest thing is we do so much of this together. And then wherever it is where I'm lacking, it's where he's the strongest. For example, I guess my whole family knows, he knows, they would all be starving if it was just, if he didn't cook. He is the cook. He is the cook, and he knows what it is that I love to eat. He knows what's good for us, and he knows what the kids like. And if I'm constantly working on lesson plans and working on bookings for the models, I'm not going to have time to do it. He picks that slack up. But once I'm working on everything I'm working on for the agency, and we are invited to a particular event, then he comes with me as support to enjoy the event. It's like we kind of balance each other. Balance is very, very important. Is it a perfect marriage? No, indeed. We fuss and cuss each other out. And after we do that, we say, "Let's go get ice cream." We do that all the time. And our children look at us like, "Okay, they're weird," you know. But that's what we do. We do not disagree. I mean, we do not agree on everything, but we have conversations about it. Because after a while, and sometimes I don't even want to talk. I just kind of want to blank him out. And he was like, "No. You're going to listen to this." He said, listen. This is what I was trying to say. So it's like, we have to talk. Never go to bed angry, you know, at each other. Don't do that. We've done it a couple of times, but for the most part, we end up kind of laughing before we go to bed and just kind of settle everything. It's to us, I feel like one of the spiritual advisors, she told me, she said, "You know, the spirits on the other side are showing me that y'all two kind of got into it a lot." I said, "Yes, we did when we were younger." But she said, "It's almost like a tree. We kind of did this. Like we kind of had turbulence, and then we just grew together really, really strong." So we appreciate, you know, the fact that we've been able to talk to each other. We see a different relationship between the both of us now while we're in our 50s than the relationship we had when we were in our 20s and in our 30s. And then once our son passed, which he recently passed, it brought us together even closer. We realized, oh, we definitely need each other. This was a hard blow, you know. So that's what it is. It's like you're not going to agree on everything, but you do agree to disagree, and then you just kind of pick up each other's slack where it's needed. If we go to an event and it's somewhere where it's public speaking, he already knows. He points at me like, if anybody comes and say, "We want to hear from this couple," he was like, give her the microphone. She's going to take it anyway. It's like one of those type of things. Just like with my mom and dad. My dad is like 6'7", tall, gentle, giant. He handles stuff with his hands, like building stuff and making sure everything is good with the house. My mom is the verbal person. She's more like the family needs to have a Bible study. Your dad is not going to tell you, so I'm going to tell you. She's the boss, Yeah, but so it's you just have to have balance. Everybody's not going to be the same at everything,
Right.
but you do have to have some things in common that you agree on. We love art. We love kids. We love helping people.
Right, that's beautiful. That's beautiful to have the understanding. And as you say, there is no perfect marriage in life. I mean, I don't think there is perfect of anything. It's just like
Yes,
it is
yes.
what it is,
Because if everything was perfect, if every person was perfect, why would we need to be here on earth? Because heaven is already perfect over there.
Right.
So why would we need to?
That's-
We have to
that's
be
true.
here to learn lessons
Fact. Fact.
Yeah.
And I love it because it's not easy to have this commitment, like especially
Yeah.
nowadays. I feel like a lot of people giving up on this too easy.
Yes, they do.
And too. I mean, but the price is really tough. Like, I have like even worked with so many people who actually like they divorce and they feel like it's like the way I can explain it is they understand that they broke themselves, but the ego doesn't allow them to heal back.
Oh, yes.
Some people have a hard time to be sorry. Some people have hard time to take a responsibility of like, yeah, I did this, I want to fix it. And they stay in that pain for the rest of their
Yeah, well, they definitely have to understand, like, kind of drop your guard down and open and allow yourself to be human. Allow yourself to know that you're not perfect. Allow yourself to know that the other person is not perfect. But just go ahead, once you said it again, once you love yourself enough to know what it is that you need to do. Now, certain things you're not going to tolerate in a relationship. Like, there's certain things you should not tolerate. So some divorces or annulments are actually necessary. That's okay. You learn
Right,
from that
right,
lesson.
right.
Move on. There's still going to be somebody else out there. And in that meantime, love on yourself enough to know that, you're okay even when you're single. And then when the time is right, if it's meant to happen, you will be able to find somebody that will be able to love you the way you should be loved. And then you love that person in turn, the same way.
Right. True. If you don't love yourself, you can't love nobody.
Yes.
And if you don't trust people, you can't trust yourself. That's
Yes.
one time my mentor told me.
Yeah.
And I love it because I had a hard time to love myself. And in the beginning, it was tough to accept like how short and the stuff like people see it, but it was like not easy to take it. But I'm so happy and grateful for who I am right now.
Yeah, it feels good when you go through all of these different stages,
So, Mike, I want to ask like a few quick questions now. So, what's the biggest challenge you face in your life?
I think honestly of course, when I mentioned when I was mute and I didn't understand, what was going on with me, that was an extreme challenge. But one of the other challenges, and I know some people would probably think, oh, the death of my son, I worked and posted online all through his death. It was a gut-wrenching sting, but I know what type of child he was, and I know he would have been like, Mom, continue to do what it is that you're doing, because he died on a job where he took an extra job to be able to help us with the agency. And it entailed a lot of driving, and his car flipped over on that job. So I know he definitely would have wanted us to continue because he was helping us. But one of the challenges I mentioned it before, is constantly dealing with new models that are coming in, and I see these fresh models that they come in so green. Some of them, they don't know what a comp card is. They don't know what the basics is. with modeling, and it's crazy to me because I'm like, y'all have social media. You can literally look it up and have all the information that you need, but we take them under our wing and we develop them and we help them. And even other people in the industry who did not know that they existed, they see them and they'll inbox them. And we teach the models, you know, bring whatever messages you receive, bring them to us. I know who the sharks are in the industry. I want to keep you protected, you know, and they'll go ahead and go their own way anyway. And I'm just like, it becomes frustrating because after a while you're just like, should I continue to do this? Because the ones that I thought would never do this, those are the ones that are doing it. It's disappointing because what happens is you have an amazing product that you helped to develop and a beautiful human being. They were already amazing, but then you help them. And then when they get traumatized going the wrong route, it's like they just stop altogether. It upsets me because I'm like, you just killed your dream by not listening. Many of them have come back years later and said, I see what you were talking about. I am so sorry, you know. And I said, well, at least you learned that lesson. I didn't want you to have to learn it that way, but at least you learned. But I have to go through this over and over again. The agency is over 20 years old. So can you imagine how many circumstances and instances that I've had like this where I have to keep watching? I was like, what is it? They like the bad guys? Is that what it is? But because I know what my gift is and what I'm here to do, I keep it moving because there's always someone new that's there for me to help. And I can't stop just because somebody 20 years ago didn't listen to what I said.
Right.
But as a human, it is aggravating, especially when we're looking at social media and you're seeing the person that you're helping, you're seeing the stuff that they're doing, and I'm just like, that's not really the route that you should be going, but you know.
Right.
Yeah.
So, just a quick, if you want to fix that, like do one thing to get this situation better.
Oh, we've already started working on it. We started working on this as of 2 years ago. I have become more firm because I would always come to them as a loving big sister or mother.
Right.
And so when you're so nice to them, then they just figure they can run all over you. So I have become more firm. And I let them know this is what I expect. This is how this go. I hate paperwork, but I had to put paperwork in place. Had to put paperwork. And some of them don't even care about paperwork. They will go all over that too, you know. But I have become more firm and letting them know this is what we expect. This is what, you know, you can't do this, or, you know, just kind of laying it on them as soon as when they come through fresh. It has been working amazingly.
Thank God.
You know, yes.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
We had the same challenge in the company for like I was telling my brother this like yesterday.
Yes.
So I know you have a time when money was not abundantly there, and I know now with everything you're doing, I think so I think you experience life without or with money, because we all sometimes have a hard time financially.
I would
money
say
means to you? I'm sorry.
Okay. Well, what money means to me, let me tell you. I want to go into I know this doesn't mean anything to y'all unless you look into it. I'm an AB blood type. We're some of the rarest blood type on earth. So certain things that other people feel that they have to have and need, we don't. I honestly believe, I'm so old-fashioned, I believe in a barter system. I have put my husband and I don't want to say just my husband and I, our team, my siblings, every production that we have put on, which has been extremely successful, was done with a zero budget. You know why? Including the show that Joseph was in, Arts and Element. I learned to develop, I've always done it, develop relationships with people. And what happened is we were able to get the DJ for free. We were able to get, of course, the designers were able to display, it's like we did a trade-off. And all of those people who we worked with in the past came back to me and said, you know, the shows that y'all put on, I've done, one of the ladies, we've been working with her 22 years now. She said, out of all these years, this lady is going, she loves her age. She's going on 78 years old. She said, out of all of the shows that I've ever done in my entire career, I never booked a wedding off of a show until we start doing shows with you. She said, it's not so much the quantity because y'all have standing room only in your shows. It's the quality of people that show up at your shows. So I used to be fearful of, oh my goodness, I'm not going to have enough money to book the building or whatever. Started developing relationships with those people. And the DJ, he ended up booking like 2 parties that night off of our show. So I stopped worrying about money. And when I stopped, the craziest thing is when I stopped worrying about it, that's when it came. So it's like people are like, how much, for 10 models, can you give me a proposal and stuff like that. So I had to learn even from my mom, like, don't worry about it. Whatever it is that God wants you to have, whatever it is that you need, you will always have. We look like $1 million agency and people have no idea.
No, I love it because that's exactly when it comes. Like, I have a really great mentor too. He teach me that about money is a feminine energy. So there is no female like to be like you. Like it's always have to be in a way that you cannot worry about it. You
Yes.
Just to always do what you're supposed
If you
to
worry,
do.
you're going to push it away.
Yeah, like how you follow the dog. If you run behind the dog will run away from you.
Yes.
If you run from the dog, it's just kind of
Yes.
the same situation. So just plant the seeds.
Plant the seeds,
and have
do
the
what you
value.
love.
Yeah,
Yes.
and do what you love, and make sure that you have enough value, so this will come to you. Attract it, don't chase it.
Exactly.
Right.
And then the other thing with money, you could have someone that's bringing in thousands every month and then someone that's bringing in a small amount. And at the end of the month, after all expenses are paid, those 2 people could actually have the same amount of money, like $350 to play around with. It's, the living expenses. Some people want to show other people, hey, I live like this. And a lot of the millionaires are not even doing all of that. They could care less about some of those things. But it's how you spend your money. It's how important you look at it. To me, it's a talisman. You can, money is paper. You can control it instead of it controlling you. And then once again, when you learn to meditate, I remember there was 9 years that went by when I wasn't in the actual school system. I was still teaching. I was still doing little after school programs, doing the agency. So still teaching, but a little bit at a different capacity.
Right.
But no steady money coming in from a regular job. All I would do is just go sit down and meditate, tell God what I needed, and all of a sudden people would start calling, hey, I need your husband to be able to paint this sign. I need this. 9 years straight until one of the principals called and said, we need a teacher at this school. And that's how I ended up back in the system. But I went that many years without a regular job. I just meditated and it comes.
Right, that's powerful. That's great. So for people who are watching right now, what the 5 advice that you give them in order for them to start their journey?
Yeah, I guess in order to, there's so many different things. I probably apply more than 5, but I know as to sum it up, as we started in the beginning, listen to your inner self because it's going to tell you what road you're supposed to be on. So that's the first thing. Know who you are. Know what it is that you want to do and believe that you can be who you want to be and do what it is that you want to do. So I feel that that's important. I also feel like if I had to say number 2, this one is important. Put yourself in a bubble where you feel protected and you ignore negativity and naysayers. I always like to say that I'm inside of a bubble and no matter what, because there's so much noise going on outside right now with all the stuff that's going on in the world and just everything that's online. Every time I'm looking online, I'm seeing about somebody that, the crime rate, I'm looking at it. I don't want that to soak in with what it is that I'm trying to do. So, like I said, I put myself in this positive bubble and just almost let all of those other little things like just be, just let negative dust, blow that off. So when you get rid of all of that and you stay inside the bubble that you have for yourself, which is a positive bubble, it's going to allow you to focus more. You have to be able to focus to do anything that it is that you really, really want to do. A third thing I love to do is visualize. Just like visualization, visualize the end goal, but enjoy the process from the beginning to the end. Like, instead of worrying about how it's going to come, don't worry about how it's going to come. Do what it is that you need to do. Enjoy the process. And visualization, as far as a vision board, is also extremely important. I tell people, write things down, have a vision board. You're going to be extremely amazed with how the vision boards can work. I'm going to give you one example, and then I'll go on to the next thing, because I have so many examples of things. Of course, I have all these brothers and sisters. One sister in particular, Nadira, I can remember I told her about the vision board, and she wanted to create it, but she wanted to put herself on a vision board, which is good because you want those things to happen to you. It was 2 years beforehand. I helped to get her in a bridal magazine. They put her on the cover. So we had all these copies of this magazine in the house. And so she was like, I don't have a printer or a picture of myself. I'll just cut it out of this magazine. So she has this beautiful bridal gown on from Gwen's Bridal, and she puts that on a vision board, but she also puts this basketball player that she's always wanted to meet. So he's on a vision board, along with a whole bunch of other little things that she had on her board. 2 years later, so I get a call through the agency, and this lady who owned the same magazine, Weddings Noir, she said, hey, I had these basketball wives that contacted me. They want to do something unique during halftime of the show, or the beginning of the show, actually. She said they want models to stand on the line, and when the basketball players come through, just go ahead and dap them off. And I was like, oh, that sounds fun. She said, well, yeah, but this is interesting. They want all the girls with tennis shoes on and wedding gowns. And I'm like, on the court? And she said, yes. So when it ended up happening, I think they were called the Hornets, the Louisiana, at that time. And there was one particular basketball player that my sister really wanted to meet. She ended up being booked as one of the models. And so she had to put on a bridal gown. Not only did she put on a bridal gown, because she had been fitted for it 2 years ago, that bridal gown, the lady, Miss Gwen, she said, here, you probably can fit this. She ends up with the same bridal gown that she had on her vision board, the exact same dress. When she gets on the court, the basketball player that she wants to meet turns around. He was like, ooh, and they meet afterwards. And she gets a chance it was so funny how that turned out. And that's just one example. So definitely the vision board is powerful.
Very powerful.
Yes, so that can help you, for your success story. I've used it many times, and it definitely works. The next thing I would say is, don't be afraid to ask other people for help on your journey. We have all these people in the world. We have 8 billion people in the world. There are so many people that can help you with your journey. I do understand that some people are like, well, I don't want people to steal my ideas. I don't know if I could trust this person. Don't worry about that, because once you put something out, and even before you put it out, they want to try to steal your idea, they're going to do it anyway. But nobody can do you like you do. Nobody can, duplicate what it is that God has for you. They will never be able to do it like you.
I agree.
So don't worry about that. Though you're going to have people that will be willing to help you, and they will help you the right way. If God wanted us to do everything by ourselves, we would be on this earth by ourselves. We cannot survive on earth by ourselves. We need other people. So definitely go ahead and get your team, or, get people that can really help you. Definitely people that you trust, but don't forget other people. They will a lot of times be very honored that you even ask them to help. And then the 5th step, I would say, take the first step. Just do it. Because a lot of times you'll be in your head like, you know what, when the new year comes, I swear to God, January 1st, I'm getting started. Every day is a new day. A lot of times when I want to start a new project, I'm not waiting until a Monday. I'm waiting, it'll be whatever it is I need to do. It could be a Thursday. I will go ahead and get started.
No.
Because if you don't get started, it won't happen.
Right.
You have to get started.
Right.
Yes.
No, that's really powerful. I love the vision board idea, to be honest. I
Yeah.
have a vision board, and even for some reason, I have like a house. I have, I'm not just praying, I'm working in God's name to have it. So I have it on the fridge, right?
Yes, yes.
So yesterday, I was like on Instagram, and this AI video for a real estate person selling my house, like somehow like 80-90% maybe is the house I have a picture of is already. I'm like, wow, it's just so for me. I believe in signs, so I'm like, it's getting too close.
Yes,
right now,
yes,
you know?
yes. You'll get signs. Yes.
And I already write down almost every day, like if not every day, maybe 5 to 6, 7, 6 days a week. Write down exactly what I want. And I teach my kid now. Put him here every morning.
Oh.
I'm like, let's write down what we want. And this is like, as you say, this has happened in and this is what we're doing right now.
Yes.
I promise you, if I open my Arabic
Yeah.
like book, doesn't
Yes,
matter.
yes.
Yeah, I believe in it because I everything I got. I was in Jordan working 16 hours a day and for $300 a month, and sleeping in there, right, in the same restaurant.
Yeah.
And I was I was reading first the Secret, the book called The
Oh,
Secret,
I love it.
right?
I have the book, the video,
I
all of
know,
that. Yes.
I love it. So I'm telling I was doing shawarma, the shawarma thing. So I'm telling my boss, I'm like, hey man, I read this book and they said what you think you become.
Yes.
He's like, okay. He's like, I'm like, I may want to go to America, man. And he's like, he said, he's like, bro, what the fuck you think? I'm sorry, mom. He's like, you think they're missing short people in America? I'm like, why? He's like, bro, like the people on the embassy is like have a big line right there.
Wow.
Just don't worry about it, forget about it, and keep working. And that was my first mental challenge because I don't take no. I don't like. I mean,
Yes,
I take
yes.
it. But I have to prove you wrong
Yes,
somehow,
yes, yes,
so
yes.
just in my heart, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, listen. So I went back, and again, I have this relationship with God, which is, I'm like, hey, God, listen. I know you're powerful, and I know you're better, like bigger than this dude. So help me to make this happen because
yes.
I'm not gonna sleep on it. And like maybe 4 years after that, I'm 2016. I'm coming to New Orleans airport, and I'm like, wow. So I really believe. I'm saying this just because where I came from and like how everything started, and how blessed I am right now in God's name to become and to be in this country, to have what God like allow me to enjoy and experience in this place, because people, they don't know.
Yeah.
Like they don't even know how beautiful this place is and how much abundance this place have. So yeah, I mean, I definitely believe in like imagine this every day to live
Yes.
it, to be grateful. And one thing you said, people have to learn how to help other people. You know, because I heard a lot of people saying it, but so little of people who actually really doing it, who are
Yes,
applying
yes.
it. You know, because a lot of people are like, hey, I want to do this, and man, if you learn how to help other people, your life will become so beautiful.
By default, you will be
Like,
blessed.
Yeah,
That's
like,
how it goes. Yes.
and yeah, I mean, and I like the way you also talk about money, because I don't sell myself for money, but I somehow believe like the money is something. It's a tool that
Yes.
we can bless ourselves and other with. So a lot of value, a lot of appreciation for your time, for your
Oh,
energy,
of course.
for all what you share with us. This is so much, and I'm really grateful. I'm grateful for the king to be here to bless us too with your energy, man. That felt. My brother Joe, thank you
Yes,
so much,
yes,
man. Without you,
yes.
this
Thank
could not be
you.
done, you know. And hey, this dude is.
It's I know.
Like one of the greatest people. I
Yes,
really
he
made.
is.
Every
Yes, he is.
time I'm telling him, I'm like, man, you are the greatest.
And he's.
sometimes you see, he doesn't want to take it.
I'm not worrying about what he
Right,
doesn't want right now.
right.
He is so sweet. Every time we speak of him, everything is all positive. That is a very special person when every time you think of them, you automatically smile.
Right.
We introduced him to a person who has a magazine called Area Magazine. This dude is so amazing. We put him on the cover of the magazine, and every time I talk to my business partner about him, first thing comes out of his mouth, man, that's a good dude. They don't make him like this
good.
every day. Man,
He's
this is
really
a good dude.
Like
yes.
he's one of the people who I can like talk to him like so freely, like and open up.
Yes.
And man, I have to say thank you so much for
Yes.
doing this for us.
Oh, thank you.
Man, you are like, thank you a lot. And this is the beginning, though. I believe
Yes.
we will be able to do a lot together if
Of
God,
course.
God's name. So I did all this for you. I
Oh,
believe if
thank
you know better, you can do better. And if you do more, you can have more. It's
Yes.
all about what you really want. You get the tools, get the information. It's about the application right now. And remember that God first. And I will see you at the top. Let's
All
go.
right.